friends, and welcome to CS Mentor. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about how y'all can go for the direct registration for the CS Executive Program, as ICSI has recently put out the notification saying that graduates or postgraduates having a 50% minimum 50% minimum pass percentage can directly get into the CS Executive Program. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how exactly to do it. So simply put, go to your desktop and open up a web browser, and over here you can simply type ICSI and the Google search itself will take you to the search engine. But if you'll are finding it difficult to find it this way, simply type icsi.edu. Now this will take you directly to the homepage of ICSI's official website, and that is this. Now friends, since it's your first time coming into the CS program, understand that all of your official announcements will be given over here. Alright, so let's go directly into how to go about this registration process. You can simply click the online services tab over here and go directly for the register for the CS course. Now when you go directly in, when you press that link, this page turns up. Now friends, this is merely a student information page. Now the process of registration is quite hard and big, so it is always best that you have all of the material with you at the time that you are going ahead with the registration. So what is required for you to have is what we're going to be looking at. The first one is the photograph of the candidate. The second one is signature of the candidate. Now it must be understood that for the photograph and the signature, the file size of the student photo should be between 20 KB and 50 KB. Oh my god, that's actually a really small size. The file size of the student signature should be between 10 KB and 20 KB. So this is extremely small, but don't worry, if you stay tuned throughout this video, I will show you exactly how to go about doing that. Alright, and the file should be in a particular format, as they have said over here. All the files should be present in the following formats, and that is your JPG file, JPEG, PNG file, GIF, BMP or PDF. Now simply put, you can have it as an image or you can have it as a PDF file. Now with regards to your photograph and signature, I would suggest that you maintain it in a photograph format, and the certificates are maintained in a PDF format. Alright, and the maximum size allowed for any file size is 2 MB. So that means they are only giving a requirement for the student photo and signature, as is it should be between 20 KB and 50 KB or 10 and 20 KB. The general, all the other certificates must be anywhere under 2 MB. So what are the certificates that are required? You need your date of birth certificate. So your 10th pass certificate will also do. Your qualification certificate. So if you are an CA student and you finished your final course, then you need your final pass certificate, as is given over here. Then if you're coming directly from any graduate degree, then you need your graduation pass certificate, your graduation consolidated mark sheets, your 12th standard mark sheets or certificate, or if you're a postgraduate, then you need those mark sheets also. Then category certificate. Now this is for anyone who is coming under anyone other than the general category. So if you're coming under the general category, it is not required, but if you're coming under any other category, as we will see later on, you will understand why it's required. The next one is identity proof, that is Aadhaar card, passport, voter ID, PAN card, driving license or ration card. You can have any one of them with you, but I always suggest that you always have 2 of them with you. So friends, now I will show you how to go about getting the soft copy or the file size within this required file size in the next part of the video. But before we move ahead, if you all haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and press that button and we will move on to the next part of this video. So friends, you simply need to take out a piece of paper, and a small piece would do, so something as big as this, and you just need to put your signature on that paper. Then friends, open up your phone and go all the way down to your Play Store. Open Play Store and then search for DocScanner app. Now I've already installed this app, so I'm just going to open it up. and you'll see something like this. Press that camera button over there and simply take a picture of your the signature, and you can adjust the size in this doc scanner. So you can use this doc scanner app for almost everything, not just your signature. You can even take your photograph, you can take all of your everything, and you can take a photo in this. Now simply press the tick in the right hand corner, and you just need to go ahead and change the size of it. So I'm going to compress it now to below 10 KB, and I'm simply going to share this picture in maybe to my WhatsApp so that I can save it. The sharing part and the saving part is extremely easy. Don't forget to share it as a JPEG file, so I'm saving it as the ICSI signature, a small file as well as JPEG. Then you can go ahead and share it to WhatsApp. And now that my file is saved properly, so I've done this with regards to my signature, my photo, all of my documents that I've taken, and I've kept it ready. We're going to continue with the registration process. So friends, I have opened up the ICSI website and I have already filled in some of the details with regards to the registration. Now the first page is very basic details. It simply asks you what is the level that you will be thinking for. So it's the executive level. Obviously you've come in through that tab. Then if you are ICAI final pass, then you can go ahead and choose this tab. If you're an ICMAI final course pass, then you can press this. Graduates having minimum 50% marks can choose this over here. Now Aadhaar card number, it is not mandatory to type in right now. Remember, mandatory fields are only those marked with the red star. So it is not mandatory over here, but you can go ahead and put it. The title, are you married, unmarried, Mr., Mrs., whatever. So you can type Miss over here. And then you can type out the name of the person, your full name, your gender. The category comes over here as general category, SC, ST, OBC, physically handicapped, ICSI staff. So remember friends, if you are under the general category, then no further documentation is required. But if you fall under any of the following categories, then you require documentation for the same, or at least the certificate. So I'm going to go ahead with the general category. Type in your date of birth, and the next part is very, very important. Your mobile number is the most important. Your mobile number and your email ID, because ICSI will be sending ahead OTPs or verification numbers to know that that email ID is linked to you and it is yours entirely. The next one is you need to choose a venue for the mandatory one-day orientation program. Now this is mandatory because wherever you are currently, it is best to choose that place. So I'm currently in Bengaluru, so it is I will choose Bangalore as my option. Now you may be from another state, but wherever you are currently residing and wherever you will be able to approach for this particular one-day orientation program, you have to choose that place. The next one is your correspondence address. So there is a difference between your correspondence address as well as your permanent address, friends. Your permanent address could be wherever your place of your native place or wherever you come from, and your correspondence address could simply be wherever you are currently staying right now. So there are many students who have traveled to different states for the purpose of education or college or whatever it is. So if you are living elsewhere but then you have a permanent address elsewhere, then you can go ahead and you can type out the two different places. You can type out the two different sets of address that you want to click. But I've already typed out the correspondence address over here, and my permanent address is the same as the correspondence address, so I'll simply click the same. In that case, you don't have to type out the address twice. Now I will go ahead and press the next button. So after I press the next button, I will get a message that says something like this, that my request is in progress and I will receive a confirmation mail or an SMS shortly. Please proceed for the next pages for registration. So it is always best to go ahead and check for your email, the email that you gave, as well as keep your phone nearby so that you can type in the OTP. Now friends, they're asking for the education details. So obviously, since you are coming under the graduate or postgraduate, the postgraduate option, you have to give in these details. So let's go ahead and type out the details. So friends, as you can see over here, I have filled out the details regarding my relatives and the name of my school and college. Now it is very important to know and understand one thing over here. The With regards to the relatives, kindly fill out the details as and so you wish. The name of school, college, or university. Now it is important that you type out everything. Now, since you are coming through the option of graduates or postgraduates, then you have to type out everything from the 10th passed. That means if you passed your 10th standard, then which board, or if you did it under the CBSE board, then you go ahead with that. Then which year did you pass, what were the main subjects, etc. Then you have to go ahead and type out when you passed your 12th standard, and that has to be mentioned over here. And finally, you have to mention your qualification with regards to your graduation. So if you've got your graduation, then your undergraduate degree alone, if you've got, then the details of that. If you've got a postgraduate degree, then you have to mention that also. So these qualifications can be updated later on in your profile page later, but it is always best to make sure that you have everything written down at the time of registration itself. So next they're going to ask something known as the source of information. So this is ICSI just trying to find out what exactly this how did you come about to find out about the CS course. Now the colleges itself may have suggested for you to do CS or CA or CMA, anything. Or being a student of the CA, if you're a chartered accountant, then you may have heard about CS and decided to choose it. So essentially they do want to know about that. So here they have different things. You have newspapers, advertisements, maybe education fairs, direct, whatever is applicable to you, you can always choose it. If you think that this is not a mandatory thing, this is something that ICSI just wants to know. So I'm just going to go ahead and press direct. Now the payment amount will be present over here, and now they're going to ask for something known as opt for classroom teaching centers. So ICSI itself has set up centers all across India. Actually, it's a really good thing. They have very good classrooms, and it'll be really great if you go ahead and take up the classes over there. Now, if you are taking it up over there, then you simply need to press yes. But if you think that you aren't going to do it, so the minute I pressed yes, the notification came up saying that students who wish to attend classes will be contacted by the regional officer chapter. So since I chose Bangalore as my regional officer chapter, then the Bangalore office will contact me when I have completed my registration. So I can simply press OK. But if I don't want it, I can go ahead and press no. This is not a mandatory thing to find out now itself. You can press no now and then still go ahead to get the classroom teaching later. But what you should be careful about is that if you are going directly to the classroom teaching, make sure you go in time, because then the classes would have already started and you may have a chance of missing out on those classes. So that's entirely your thing over here. So they've taken you for this opt for classroom teaching centers. Let's click here for more details and find out what exactly it is. It is directing you to the ICSI page itself, but specifically about online classes, preparation for CS exams, crash courses, classroom teaching. All of these are already here. So please do go ahead and review each one of them so that you understand what it's about. But let's go back to the registration itself. Now the fee details are given here in detail, friends. The first one, that is the fee for the CS executive, that the amount for that is 6,500 rupees. Okay, the registration, you registering for this course is 2,000 rupees. Now there's something known as the subscription to the chartered secretary. Now this is very optional. As you can see over here, there's a note wherein they're saying that the chartered secretary journal subscription is for 1 year only and it is optional. Now this is 500 rupees. If you do not want it, you can simply uncheck it. You don't have to buy it. The Chartered Secretary is a very good initiative taken by ICSI. They release all the latest news that the students or even members of ICSI need to know in the Chartered Secretary. I would say go ahead with it, but I would say it is completely unnecessary, because ICSI already releases this Chartered Secretary online, and therefore you can just go ahead and find an online copy of the same and go through it. The next one is something known as the pre-exam test fee. Now, I don't know how many of you all know this, but prior to you writing the exam, you have to pass something known as the pre-examination test. Now, this consists of an MCQ type of a test, and for this you will have a separate login details which you will get after your registration process, and that is 1,000 rupees which you are paying now itself. The Students Orientation Program HQ, that is another 500 rupees. Remember, you chose the one-day orientation program. That is exactly what this is. The sale manual for Students Orientation Program. So this is 100 rupees. They will be issuing pamphlets and documents so that they can you all have the best material ahead with you before you all start your course. And the CSEET exemption fee. This is the most important, friends. This is 5,000 rupees. So is it better for you to go ahead and do the CSEET and then come into the CS Executive? It is entirely your choice, because the cost of doing your CSEET will be so much money. It will be 5,000 rupees. So whether you choose to go ahead and do the CSEET or not, either ways you'll have to spend this money. So I would say that there is not much of a difference over here. So friends, this is the amount that it will come up to. So earlier it was showing 15,600 because I had opted for the Chartered Secretary, but now I'm not opting for it, and therefore the payment amount is coming to 15,100 rupees. So friends, this is the cost of doing CS Executive if you are going through if you're going to completely skip your CSEET program. So friends, at this stage, you all just have to upload all of your certificates, your photo, your signature, all of that. The photo will go over here, so you simply choose a file and upload your photograph. The same goes for the signature. Just like I told you, remember I told you to save it somewhere. You simply take that file and upload it. Then you go to document upload and you choose all of your certificates. So if it's a 10+12 mark sheet or certificate, then the year in which you had completed the same, and you can simply choose the file and upload it. The same goes for if you have a category certificate that you need to upload, you must upload the same, and everything will turn up somewhere over here. Okay, once you upload it, friends, I'm not going to go ahead with the next part, that is over here, but instead there will be something known as a preview over here. Now the preview will simply show you everything that you have already uploaded and completed, and finally you will go into the payment part. Now I am not going into those details yet because I am not going to be going ahead with the registration. I've already registered for ICSI, and I'm simply doing this video so as to show it to you all. So I'm going to end the tutorial process over here. I hope you guys have found this to be useful and interesting. If you have any doubts, please go ahead and comment in the comment section below, and I will reply to you. Now at any point in time, if you feel like you require the help, you simply go to the help over here, and or you can even choose this helpline number over here, that is 0120 and the following number. You can simply call up ICSI and clarify your doubts. If not, you can simply go to the nearest chapter. So let's say ICSI Bangalore. So ICSI Bangalore, let's choose this over here. As Google shows, ICSI Bangalore is located in Rajajinagar. Right now it is closed. But what you all can do is you all can directly approach the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, at least their chapter, and you can go there itself and request their help. The ICSI is extremely helpful in assisting students with registering for the CS Executive program, but the process itself is very simple and easy. You can go about it on your own as long as you have a desktop and you have the Doc Scanner app as I had showed you, and you have the requisite patience to go about the entire registration process. Everything will be simple. If you have any questions, do type out in the comments box below and I will reply to you as soon as possible. If you like this video, do go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you all in the next video.